Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello and welcome to yet another wonderful episode of Sports Orbit right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. Today we have a lot in store for you. There's plenty of football talk, the Super Eagles, there's plenty of transfer talk, and of course other sports too. And I'm not here alone. I'm here with Salifu Usman.
Thank you, Mr. Alpha. It's good to be here again and do the needful.
Yes, before I go on, my name is Iheanacho and I'll be your host for today. And I promise that this episode will be an exciting one. In the course of the program, also, our colleague Wale Ayeni will be joining us right from the venue, the Teslim Balogun Stadium, where the Super Eagles will begin their World Cup qualifier with Liberia on Friday. Salifu, the Super Eagles just had their first training session yesterday, and from reports reaching us suggest that the camp is quite bubbly, and Gernot Rohr has come out to say that he's impressed with what he saw from his players in the training camp. I think that's a good one for you, I guess.
Yeah, it is a good one. Good that the players are, after first and foremost, that yesterday we were impressed with the early turn up at the camp, and now they are going to show some sign of impression that they are going to do where they going to do against the Liberian. And good that the coach is commending that he's quite excited about their turn up for the training, and some of them show some piece of style and what the fans are likely to go to expect when come Friday. But particularly the like of Osimhen and Iheanacho, where all eyes were on them showing some piece of style and widely impressive.
I hope what they do in training will also transmit that when they step onto the field of play. Sometimes training can actually be different from what you actually put out there when it comes to D-Day.
Yes, you are right. Training is different from a competitive match. When we are prepared for the training, it's also different from the actual match. But it's what you put in the training that will definitely translate, that will give you a fair idea either you are good or you are ready for the game. But and from what we have seen and from what we have heard, that the players show some sign of improvement that they are ready to go for the match. And I was also impressed that the goalkeeper Zoho, and then Daniel Akpehi saw some interesting shows, and most of those, the two of them were trying to copy who is going to likely to win the number one set.
But in your opinion, who do you think Coach Gernot Rohr should choose as the number one on that day?
It's not my own opinion. It's who merits to wear the number one shirt and who is merit to mount the goalpost that day. And I'm not the goalkeeper trainers nor the coach, and the goalkeeper trainers know who is in top form and who is likely to mount the goal. They have been using Okoye all this while in the recent matches, and let's see what to go either Okoye is going to still continue or with Francis Johos or Akpe, who is just make a return to the team. And Akpe has been fantastic this season. He worked well for his club and
went all the way to the final of the CAF Champions League. Unfortunately, they lost,
to Al Ahly, but he was impressed throughout the competitions. And let's see how he's going to be, who is likely going to mount the spike. But at the same time, Gernot Rohr has all he has. He has all his have at his disposal to make the unless I do it, but he have no excuse not to get the result for the spike.
All right, still on the Super Eagles and Gernot Rohr. Gernot Rohr has come out to, come hard on the UK government with some serious allegations. He said the UK government were actually trying to scuttle his plans for the Super Eagles, especially with the COVID restrictions, the quarantine, and all of those things they came with. And it got to a point where a lot of these players who are actually in camp now almost didn't make it to this very, very all-important qualifier. Is Gernot Rohr right in, condemning the UK government for, the initial move to stop players from traveling to represent their countries at the qualifiers?
it's not even only the general. Even we at this program, we also condemn what the UK government intended to do about that rule. That is what the very stringent rule. How can you come out to say that the state players should not be allowed to travel to their country because of COVID restriction? Where we know that just about 3 months ago, you hosted Europe Championship and you set aside all the COVID rule just for you to host Europe 2020, and the stadium was full to the part. And when it came to that, we are now put another restriction against the other nationals not to go and play for their country.
Exactly.
But when you set aside all your rules just to allow for you to host Europe 2020, and when you come to a country to have the other national play in your league, to go to their country to represent their country for all important World Cup qualifying matches for that matter, and you are coming to the rule. Would be, and also good that it's good that FIFA has to come up hard on the UK government and to ensure that they set aside that kind of rule. If they have allowed that to stand, that would have worked against many African countries.
Absolutely.
And I comment it's good that FIFA was able to come up quickly and to avoid that situations.
Because like yesterday, some reports from some South American FAs also came out to condemn the UK government. They said, they think it's a deliberate effort by the UK government to disrupt players from who come from Africa and South America, to sort of not give them an upper hand when it comes to the qualifier, so that at the end of the day, some of these nations might not even be able to make it to the World Cup.
I think
it's like the UK has some sort of agenda. A lot of federations are alluding to this.
Over the year, we always commend the UK government for the way they have been able to develop their league and giving opportunities for other nationals to play in their league. But coming with that council, it's like, to me, I see it's another style of racism.
That's what it is.
Trying to prevent or just to give yourself advantage and prevent other countries and other regions from having an edge in competing in the World Cup. We're talking of World Cup. We're not even talking of intercontinental competitions. We're talking of World Global Championship, like World Cup, where all the best from all the regions compete, and you are also part. England is also part of that. You are also a party into that World Cup. World Cup. Because once you qualify, you are going to miss all these countries, and for them to qualify, you are trying to put a rule against them not to make it to the World Cup.
Exactly. So they are even trying to advance to the World Cup, or trying to eventually win the World Cup through the back door. Because imagine if a team like maybe Brazil or an Argentina, for instance, does not have their best stars competing, they may not end up to qualify. Who knows? At the end of the day, the European teams. So it will be like another Euro. So I think that's a good one coming from Gernot Rohr and a lot of the football federations who have come to condemn.
I think it is all over the world. Most of the, just like you said, most of the African countries, South America, even the Asian countries, all came out to condemn this, and FIFA have to take a serious reaction to also condemn it and warn that it cannot. You must release players to allow them to go and represent their country. It can't happen, and it can never happen. Putting a restriction that, for crying out loud, COVID has become a global phenomenon, and it has come to stay. Either we like it or not, it's going to stay with us for some time. In the next 2 years, we don't know what we're going to do, and we are not putting the restriction. That means that in the next 2 years or 1 year, in the next 1 or 2 years, as far as those players play in your league, we are not going to allow them. But we are also saying, just like I said, it's raising through the back or whatever. So that means if you must, by that rule, if you must represent your country, you have to live in the Premier League. And go and play for another league, you must.
That's what it is.
That's what they were trying to. That's the message they were trying to send. But unfortunately for them, unfortunately that FIFA has to say, FIFA who is the owner of football, no, this cannot stand, and you must drop that rule.
Good move, I think, and commendable from FIFA. All right, still staying onto football now. We go to the Aisha Buhari Cup, where the Ministry of Sport has come to support the inaugural Aisha Buhari Cup with the sum of 50 million naira. This competition is the first edition, and I think a competition like this will go a long way in the development of women football in Nigeria and beyond. This is a commendable move by the Ministry of Sports.
Yeah, commendable, but I think if I say 50 million is just
a drop in the ocean.
Just a drop in the ocean. Because we are talking about intercontinental competitions. It's an international tournament where we are going to have aside Nigeria, we are going to have 5 other nations: Cameroon, Ghana, Mali, Morocco, and Cameroon, Ghana, Mali, Morocco, and who is the other? The fifth is escaping my mind.
So it's almost like a mini African
It's a
Cup
mini,
of Nations, kind of.
It's a mini African Women Championship. In the entire African Women Championship, the first team you have, there were just 8. It's 8 teams that compete African Women Champions, and they have 16. It's a mini African Women Championship, and we are just dropping 50 million. Well, it's good to start from there, and just like yes, and just like the Minister of Youth and Sport promised that they say it's going to galvanize other private sectors and individuals to also drop and support the competition. But at least that 50 million naira, to me, is too small, and the government needs to do something more. If we must, because our Nigerian name is at stake here.
Absolutely.
We are going to host. We are going to host, and the name of the Nigeria First Lady is attached to the tournament. So we need to give a befitting and ensure that we give all the competition, all everything it deserves, so that we hold a successful tournament.
All right, still on to football. Wiki Tourists, ahead of the new MPFL season, has appointed Kabiru Dogo as their new head coach. If we recall, Kabiru has once been the coach of Lobby Stars, and at a point he was also coach of Nasarawa United. So he's quite an experienced coach. You think Kabiru will help Wiki Tourists, do better than they did last season, judging by the kind of experience he has in the NPFL?
In football, in club football particular, it's not about getting a better coach is the right step. It's one step out of the many steps you need to take for you to succeed. Because after having a coach, there are some other things that you make sure for a coach to succeed. You have to give all the necessary support, the infrastructures and the facilities and everything.
Even the players.
Okay, but if you have the coach and you don't have the players, so you have no doubt about the credibility and no doubt about the status of the Kevin Dogo. Is a technical about his technical abilities. He's technically sound. When he was at National United, yes, he did well and he has moved around. He was also a coach of the Kwara United, I guess. But he has done well in all those clubs. So he's very experienced and he knows what it means to play in the Nigerian league. But what is required? Bauchi State government, because the club is being managed by the club.
Just like most clubs in Nigeria.
So then, apart from appointing Kevin Dogo, you must give him all the necessary support. You must give him the money to sign the player he wants and get the club. If you really want him to succeed, because you don't just hire a farmer and deny him a cutlass.
Yes. All right. Still onto football, we head straight into transfers. We all know yesterday the transfers, most of the transfer window officially came to a close yesterday, and a couple of movements here, both even from Nigerian players, and of course, our goalkeeper Francis Uzoho has terminated his contract with Apple Nicosia of Cyprus, although reasons were not given for the termination, but I think it was a mutual understanding. And also on deadline day, a couple of Nigerian players were also on the move. In England, Ademola Lookman of Nigeria joined Leicester City from Bundesliga side RB Leipzig on a season-long loan. Transfer deadline day in England, also Michael Obafemi also moved from Championship side Swansea to Southampton on a 2-year deal. I think it's a big move for Obafemi, moving from the Championship to the Premier League. Of course, Sheyi Ojo also joined Millwall from Liverpool on a season-long loan. Sheyi also has been at Liverpool, but hasn't been able to get enough of playing time. So I think this should be a good move for him. Also, Ikowem Udo also, left for, Croatia to join Slavia Belupo. At this point, we still have much in stock for you, but when we come back, we'll continue with what we have in stock for you. But until then, we'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue with Sports Orbit. welcome back to Sports Orbit right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. Right now, Wale Ayede will be joining us from the Tesla Balogun Stadium. Hello, Wale, can you
Yeah,
hear
I
us?
can hear you good. How is that today?
What's all right? Nice to hear from you, Wale. What's the situation like right now at the Tesla Balogun Stadium out there at the
Just
Sports
in
City in
health at this
Lagos?
point in time, going finishing touches actually going on the stadium right about the clean they're ensuring that everything in top in shape head of Eagles Nigeria that play against the Lone Star of Liberia at Teslim Balogun Stadium. The Lone Star of Liberia expect to arrive in evening ahead of our first training session in the morning. I was talking about tomorrow, Thursday. Also, today's training in the evening. The Coach Rohr has said that the training day behind closed doors that he wants to perfect some of his technical ability and what he wants the players to actually do the game actually starts between the Lucas of Liberia on Friday. So it's going to be a closed door section training for the Super Eagles. I hope to see Liberia to train tomorrow morning after they come in to the country.
So, have you been able to have a feel of the turf, just to enlighten our viewers? Gernot Rohr said the turf wasn't good, but I know you also play the game every now and then. Have you been able to feel the turf and see if the turf is good enough for the Eagles?
Sorry, can you take that in, Alpha?
I mean, the playing turf out there at the Teslim Balogun Stadium. Gernot Rohr complained that the turf was not good enough. But have you been able to have a feel of the turf to see how it really is? Is it good enough for football?
Okay, as you can see, if you can just choose the camera a little bit, you can see they're actually working on the top at this point in time. And they're ensuring that the top is actually ready for the Super Eagles match at this point in time. I actually spoke to the stadium manager area, and he said that the top will be ready for the match, and they're doing everything to ensure that the top is ready and it will allow the full flow of football when the match between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and Lone Star starts on Friday.
Okay, Wale, the Lagosians, after many years, within the 3 months, last time that they were having opportunity to watch the Super Eagles against against the Sierra Leone, and now they are now having another opportunities again to watch the Liberians. How are the fans reacting to the Super Eagles who are present now in Lagos? Hello, Wale, can you hear me?
Okay, the fans.
Yes, I'm talking about the fans. I say, how are the fans reacting to the presence of Super Eagles, the big stars, the big star force already in Lagos? How are the fans reacting to their presence in Lagos?
I think we lost connection with Wally there. But until we reestablish connection, you're still on to Sports Orbit, and we're still on to transfer.
But quickly before we go to the transfer, we can see that they are trying to pick just like you said, the Rob has a complaint that the football pitch is not good enough, and they trying to list some certain complaint that the pitch is not too bad. But from the picture we are seeing on the screen there, it shows that the pitch is ready, and if you can see the pictures, I think the pitch is ready to go, and I don't think from what you are seeing,
finishing touches.
from what you are seeing, that I think this pitch is fantastic, and I don't think the Rob will have any issue with this pitch we are seeing here.
From what we see on the screen, the pictures actually looks good. It makes me remember the days when I was playing the game actively. Makes me feel like wearing my boots and running on for a quick one. But that as it may, I believe the pitch is good enough for the Eagles. Until we join back with Wale, still continuing with
Would
the
I also
program.
like to ask him about the Kobe rule?
Yes,
Either the
exactly.
fans are going to be
I
allowed
wanted
into the
to.
stadium
Yes.
because of the Kobe rule and also, but unfortunately we have lost the connection. But if you're able to get him back. Wale,
Okay, I think we're back with Wale.
hello Wale. Hello Wale, can you hear us?
Well, we have lost connection with Wale, but we'll still reestablish connection as the program goes by. Tomorrow, the match is on Friday, so we'll still get to hear a lot from Wale.
And just like he rightly give us, he said that the Lone Stars arrived in the lost days, and the Super Eagles are going to have the closed door
training.
Train this meeting to have to partake to perfect their strategy, their game plan. Above the and the Lone Stars are going to have the filling of the stadium by tomorrow morning. To have their own training tomorrow morning before they run the game proper on Friday. So
Well,
let's
in your opinion, you think a lot of times coaches come up with closed door training and all of these things. In your opinion, do you think this helps, especially in the area of tactics, strategies? Does it make any whole world of difference when you have a closed door training?
Yes, it does because oftentimes when we are actually prepared for a very serious game, you don't need any distraction. So having a closed door meaning shut the fans outside, not to have access to you, is just to allow you to concentrate, full concentration, so that you can have one-on-one training with the players and be able to try send the right message to your players on your game plan on how you intend to play. It is done everywhere, and I think it's something that we should worry about. It's very good, and they need to have the close up. We have one-on-one to
because
devoid of any side distractions.
Yes, fans will want to come and see some of their favorite players, in real life. So of course that will cause some sort of distractions.
And at the same time, in this side of our country, once most of those players are Nigeria, and for a very some time now, most of them are not in the country. And when they came to the town like this, families, relationship, and every families and their friends want to come around.
Of course, because some foreign exchange.
You see that I'm not going to say that. So they want to come around to have to do that. So it's good that they need to shut door against the fans and let the other person can allow you full concentrations in training.
All right. We'll still keep following the Super Eagles from now until the day and after the match. So we'll keep up with that. So for transfer, yesterday deadline day, we saw a couple of transfers. So guys moving to Chelsea. There's a certain Tomiyasu who Arsenal signed, and a few Arsenal fans that I spoke with yesterday were not excited at all. As in, they were like, "Who is he?" These are not the kind of names they're expecting to see on deadline day.
In all honesty, that's why even my years in sport, as a journalist, I've not had a name.
He comes from the Syria.
So I don't even know that means I don't even know much about him. So because there's no any play if a player is good, a player is that a player that joined national. Once his name is mentioned, if you get that this player, this is where he play, and this is what he done, and this is what I done. I have to go Google to even know where he's coming from. That's what he can do. But I don't think with the kind of crisis Arsenal is now, it's not the solid that they have to come to solve the program.
Exactly.
Honestly, Arsenal needs to go more. But unfortunately, they can't do anything again. Unless they have to wait till January
at least.
when there's another transfer window open. But for now, they can't do anything again. And at the same time, I want to use this opportunity that at least PSB, the Wahala that they're going to lose Pape is off for now. They have opportunity to give him at least for the next 1 year, but they also risk of losing him as a free for free next season.
Yeah, some later yesterday, shortly some few minutes to end of the transfer, while some people came to talk about Mbappe not moving, that the Qatari people were being proud. But look, the Qatari had made Madrid understand that sometimes money is not everything. Because Madrid actually went up their bid to almost 220 million euros. But PSG still turned it down. And this is a Madrid who had been complaining of not having money. So people yesterday were wondering, where did this money come out from all of a sudden?
Because they have a good product that they wanted to get at all costs. You know, sometimes you have the material, and you have, just like when you go to the market and you have the good stuff you want to buy, and whatever either you have money with you, you have to go and promote to put for everywhere. They know that Mbappe, who he is, and the kind of what if you come to Madrid, what is going to bring to the Madrid. Even the some players at the team, the moment he joined the Madrid, his share to the profile of the players and even the club. They're going to make money apart from him, the jersey that they sold on his name immediately. So they know that they're going to recoup that money if he comes to the club. And that's why they wouldn't mind. That's why they are crying for the money. They don't have money. They have to look everywhere to up their to increase their bid just to convince PSV. Unfortunately, PSV say here with you with your money. And so he goes. So Cristiano Ronaldo is he going to enjoy a second success at Madrid? That's a question of the day.
Well, before we even get to that, a lot of United fans, apart from Ronaldo's signing yesterday, thought that at least one more name will come in before the transfer window. But we waited and waited and waited and waited till 12, and no new name came in. United were crying for a defensive midfielder at least, but no new name. Do you think with what United has, a lot of fans have said yes, the team is okay, but they feel that there's something lacking in that defensive midfield. Do you think the fans have a point?
But I don't think, yes, even though some of those fans may not be ordinary fans, some of them are also good at tactically in the game of football. But the coach and the technical bench of the Manchester United, who are with the team, everybody knows better. I believe sellers know who he want and what he need at this time. He will not be stupid if you know that he dearly need a defensive midfielder and just put his arm around it. That's how you just know. I believe what he have, he believe that what he have for now is enough for him to go ahead with the season.
Still on Manchester United. Yeah, it was finally not an official unveiling, but first images of him in the new United jersey flooded social media yesterday, and it was come out to post on his various social media platforms expressing his love for the club. You know, he always said it that wherever he has went to, the club has always been in his heart, and he hopes that this time around, just like the first time he came, he made history. He's hoping that this time around again, he'll be able to at least do something, at least to put United back among the elite clubs.
But in his first stage, he scored 180 goals in 292 appearances. Will he be able to do something like that this time?
Like I said nobody should expect a C Ronaldo to come back and score, for instance, 30 goals in a season. I really don't see that happening. But like I said yesterday, he comes with a winning mentality. He's still a poacher. He's a box player. He knows how to where to position to, and with the kind of midfielders United have, people like Bruno, Pogba, who are good at least in finding those delicate passes. I'm sure he should be able to tuck in a few goals. And thankfully enough, a certain Edison Cavani, there are rumors yesterday that he might be leaving for Barca, but until the end of the transfer, nothing concrete came out of that rumor. So he's staying. So I think strike force wise, they have a lot of options in attack. So with this addition, he won't. The whole weight of the team won't be on him. I must confess, but I think his inspirational and motivational qualities are what the team will really benefit from.
I think it's good. So let's see how it goes, and maybe what think Ronaldo is going to bring to the Manchester United. He has done it before, and hopefully, either you like it or not, Ronaldo is Ronaldo all day, every day.
All right, viewers, at this point, this is all we have for you today. Before we go, stay tuned to us. We'll be having plenty of talk going into the World Cup qualifiers as it concerns the Super Eagles. That match is coming up on Friday. We'll have a special edition or episode of that match. We'll be here from 4:30. Analysis will begin from here till 4:30 till after the match, when we'll be giving you updates. But so just make it a date with us right here on Sports Orbit, coming to you from the Leadership Podcast Studio. Salifu, once again, thank you for being here with me.
It's my pleasure to be here and talk sport.
Even though it's just the two of us today, but I'm sure we did justice to the topics
You
today.
leave that part to the viewer to decide. You don't want to spoil yourself. Let the viewer decide. But we leave that. You have put the best you can do.
All right, viewers, until we come your way tomorrow again with another exciting episode of Sports Orbit. My name is Iheanacho, and from me, it's goodbye.